Hello and welcome to another session of I Do Really. I don't even know if I should even just do my name as Evangelist Jones because it really doesn't matter. I'm Sister Nina, It's another session of M.E.T. I Do Really, Marriage and Investment Teaching. This teaching is just to be able to help people, especially the people that want to get married that are not even married yet. We'll work on married folks later. But right now, I really want to try to be a really help to the people that want to be married and considering marriage. What are some things you should really be thinking about? Even now that I'm in school, there's a lot of things that the school is teaching us, about, your finances and being on your own for the first time. It's like, there's a lot to really consider even in being married. Like I think about a lot of people, they say they want to be married, but I'll be trying to get over to them, what is your preparation to be married? What are you doing? Like I said in other videos that I'll probably be posting on later, like this woman, she was wanting to be married for over 20 years. When she finally got married, you can tell she was not prepared to be married. She didn't know how to hold her tongue. She had to have her say. After a while, her husband began to hate the fact that he was married to her. Why? She didn't know how to button the lip. And now he hates her, and now she's in this miserable relationship because her husband do not love her, letting her know, I don't love you. I wish you was even dead. But how do you avoid having stuff like that happen to you? You have to learn. You have to learn what it takes to be married. The man you're looking for, what is he looking for? Are you the type of woman that he would be interested in? A lot of us all feel that we're just such marvelous people, and you'll be so happy to be with me. When in all actuality, you're not even doing a self-check. It's like, down through the years, I think about how, as I observe a lot of people, even in my own family, it's like a lot of them had this nagging problem. They had this mouth problem. So I made up in my mind, in observing, that I didn't want to be a person that nagged. I didn't want to be a person that mouthed off too much. I wanted a relationship whereby my husband can be happy the fact that he married me. That was something that I wanted. Because for me, things were just a little different. Because I actually had a job whereby men, they complained about the women in their lives, whether it was their wife or whether it was their girlfriend. And they complained about it so bad that I wanted to ask them, is there anything else that y'all want to talk about other than the problems y'all having with this woman? But I never said anything to me about it. I just made up in my mind that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to live a life with a man that he's not going to be going to work and complaining about me all day long. I'm not going to be but it's like I've been told, there are some challenges that you need to challenge a man in. You just don't need to be a fussbox. You don't need to be like a drippy faucet. The Bible talks about that. You don't need to be an angry and contentious woman. The Bible talks about that. You don't need to do that. But in order to get certain things done, you probably should, from what I'm hearing, challenge a man. But how do you go about doing that? You're going to have to figure that stuff out. I'm not the challenging person. I'm having to learn how to do that. Okay, because the training with the men at work, it had my attention focused on, I'm just going to be nice. And that's what I try to do. But it's like a lot, I think about a lot of times what the Bible even says about, what the man should do. The Bible tells a man, the Bible specifically tell a man, go build you a house. Plant you a vineyard. Eat the fruit thereof. Then you go get you a wife. But you have a lot of women. They're now in houses, and men are moving into houses with them. Now, there are certain situations whereby that is necessary. From my understanding, I'm hearing different people talk about certain things. But but the man, you're going to have to know the type of woman that you are moving in the house with. Every man can't move into a woman's house and live in a peaceable situation. You're going to always end up having, get out of my house. You're going to always have it. But not all women. But you're going to have to know the type of woman that you're marrying. But the Bible do say, but a lot of men, they don't have the men, I don't know what it is. They'd rather live in an apartment and then get married. But a woman thinking, I'm going to get me a house. So you have a lot of women having a house. And it's like, okay, so what am I going to do with this house? Am I going to rent it out? Move my husband in? What are we going to do with this? That's in the balance. And you're going to have to really, and it's like the both of you going to have to come to a realized agreement on how y'all going to handle this situation. You really are, okay? But but anyway, but I'm not knocking what people do, but it's like you want to find out what type of person you're going to be married to once you move in that house, okay? Okay, this is also to tell people, when you want to get married, there are a lot of factors that you're going to have to consider. Okay, first of all, where y'all going to live? What parts of the household bills are y'all going to take care of? I mean, all of that is factored in. I mean, I read books upon books upon books about stuff, and you'd be surprised at the role of chores, just household chores, how that plays a big part in a relationship, how that's making people divorce. And that's something that I really want to get into one day. I actually want to do a panel. I would like to do a panel, pre-recorded panel, or if I can do it by a pre-recorded panel, and we're going to talk about why people divorce. You may say, I'm going to get married and I'm never going to get divorced, and then you end up getting divorced. It's just like when I divorced my husband. When the judge said that in an hour, you two will be divorced, I went to my car, sat down, and said, wow, we actually divorced. A tear ran down my eye. I wiped it, and I went on. And that was the end of that. Okay? Never would have thought. But there's certain things, and people really need to know what people divorce over. Let's have a divorce panel. But this is what I don't want. I don't need people sitting on the panel and they're angry and bitter and they're making it sound so bad, but there's two sides to every story. I just want people to talk about why they got divorced and what you feel would have helped you to not to. Don't be bleeding, talking about how they did this, they did that, they're the worst person in the world. No, we don't want that. We just want people that are healed from that divorce to talk about why they divorced and what they feel they could have did in order to not get divorced. Okay? Even though a lot of people, they're staying together, but they're miserable. Okay, what can you do? What do you feel that you could do to help alleviate the misery? Yeah, it's hot in this church today. I got the fan blowing on me, but like I said, I'm just trying to fulfill my assignment. But anyway, so I want to talk about that. I want that panel to come up. Because why? People need to divorce. People need to know why people divorce. You know, it's a pandemic. I mean, people are really going through these days. It's a pandemic, not just in the outside world, but on the inside world. People in the church are taking on things that even the world is doing. That's why it's like I was saying even earlier, how that I was monitoring. I know they're both not professing to be Christians. They're not professing to have the Holy Ghost and serving God. But it's still a relationship. And I was monitoring Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. And I said in the beginning how I felt they were moving too fast. You know, they're already involved. They're being sexually active. And I felt like they was just moving too fast. They was just talking about, I love you, and I love you. And I felt that they were just going on just a little too quick. Now they're divorced. Not divorced, but they're not together now. And it's like, okay, so why they're not together? I mean, he wanted a wife. But she was not ready to settle down. So my whole thing was, I felt like, and this is just how I felt about it, I felt that if you're dating somebody, you know that they want a relationship. They're looking to be married to somebody. But if you're just looking for a good time, you don't need to waste this person's time. Okay? So then I was taking that situation and trying to put it in a Christian perspective. Okay, if you know the man that you want to marry or the woman that you want to marry, this is what you're looking for. And if you look at this, and all you see in this person is their beauty. That's all you see. You look at, man, I want that to be my wife. But on the list of qualifications and characteristics and all that other stuff, she don't even line up. You will be wasting your time picking her because she looked good. It's just like even with, and I use people in the world in their relationships because it's a relationship. Okay? Because a relationship is a relationship. Because like I said, a lot of church folks doing worldly stuff anyway. It's just like even the situation with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Will wanted a family. Jada did not. And now all this stuff they're going through because he went and married her for whatever reason. Somebody told me he looked into them hazel eyes and flipped and had to have her. But she's more than her hazel eyes. Or whatever eye color she got. She's more than her eyes. Okay? What you wanted, you should have stuck with. Okay? If she wanted the open marriage, you should have never agreed to that. Move on. Get you somebody that's going to fit what you want. So even on this side, our side, the Christian side, if you want to be with somebody, but they are not what you're looking for, you done wrote out your list, this is what I want in a wife. This is what I want in a husband. But then the person you're looking at, all they have is good looks and money. Everything else is out the picture or whatever. They may just have good looks and no money. whatever the case may be. Don't be marrying somebody just because of their good looks. They're more than that. You want to make sure that you're compatible. You want to make sure that if your opposites attract, make sure that you two can intertwine those things together and make it work. Because if not, you're going to have a problem. You may be the type of person you don't mind going to counseling, but they don't want to go to counseling. But counseling can be a good thing for you. If you get the bad counselor, then you're going to end up with a jacked up marriage. Okay? But at the same time, with all of that, you need to, I think about even the time frame. What's the time frame, of that waiting period once you've met someone? Some people, it's just like I was watching this old married couple. I think he was 100 and something. She was 90 something. They met, and in 3 months, they were married, and they've been married over, I believe it was 50 to 60 years. And they seem to be the sweetest couple. But you got some people, they don't end up getting a good hookup like that. She was like, how Steve Harvey ended up asking them, why did y'all stay together so long? She said it's about having an understanding. A lot of people don't care about no understanding. All people care about, this is what I want you to do. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I want you to serve me. I want you to bow the knee, do whatever. People have so many different hidden agendas, and you do not want to be in a relationship and it's one-sided. It's like I said and stated before, when God started teaching me about a relationship, one thing that really stuck out to me was that you don't have to please yourself. That's your spouse's job. But how many people know there's so many people, they're out for me, myself, and I. So you need to really just take your time. I tell anybody, while you are in your singleness, start just writing stuff down. Start writing what you're looking for in a spouse. Start talking to married couples. Start talking to some husbands. Talk to some wives. What does it take? Are you guys happy? You need to know that. Just be honest with me. I need to know. I want to be here one day. It's like it's something in the air. The couples are having a hard time. A lot of couples are having a hard time. But it's like, for a lot of people, not to fall in that, well, if daddy happy, everybody happy. Well, if mama happy, everybody happy. But ain't nobody happy but mama or daddy. You want to both be happy. So what does it take for us to both be happy, even when the worst is here? Even when the poor is here. For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, for sickness and health. It's easy to stay there when it's good. But what about when those challenges come? What are some challenges that you may end up facing? You need to consider all of that. But I think on the next video, what I'll probably do, I'm gonna post a video that I already have, and we're just gonna break down the marriage vow. Because you really could. I tell anybody, you need to gain some understanding. The Bible even tells you, in all of your getting, get understanding. And if you can get understanding in this, it'll sure enough help you a whole lot better. Don't be rushing it. It's like I was thinking earlier to myself, the Bible never talks about the state of the man, but it always talks about the state of that woman. When girls were getting married back in the Bible days, they were virgins. Now, by the time a girl is in middle school, she done been had already. A lot of girls now, they done had babies already. Even though, you hear a few here and there. I want to save myself till I get married. But then you have to even watch even that. You need to know the man that you're telling that to. They know you're a virgin. They know you waiting until you get married. But how they'll be willing to marry you just to take your virginity and leave you. I even think about it. I was even told, I don't know if I had this in a video, but I was even told about this girl that was about to get married. She was a virgin, but she had a friend that wanted to be with her, and he ended up raping her the night before she got married. So you have to know the people that you're around. You have to always be aware of your surroundings. Because I tell you, some people, they're just low down. And so after he took it, she called off her marriage. She said, I'm done with that, because I wanted to give that to the man I wanted to be married to. Now I just leave it alone. And that's how she feel about it. But even people like that, they're going to have to be healed from that hurt of what happened. But like I said, my next video will probably be the actual marriage vow. We're just going to break it down, section by section, so you can get a better understanding of what you are about to partake into. Marriage is not about just having a ring on your finger, saying that we are Mr. and Mrs. It's more than that, and you need to know. So these right here, just to talk, to teach, to inform. I'm going to actually be talking to other people about, probably do like an interview with, to be able to help people be better prepared for what they're planning for a lifetime, and prayerfully they'll end up in marriages that they'll be happy with instead of being miserable with. So until then, next time, keep your chin up, and we'll be praying for you. All right, thank you.